Washington BC border, the sandcastle capital of the world, in case you're interested, and had a great time. 19 years old, managed to see BC place in its infancy, so yeah, very familiar with this part of Canada, Tony, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place, and certainly enjoyed my year there playing rugby.
Good. So Mr. Weaver, our American referee, signals the second half underway. Ben Lesage is the man, the centre, who really hasn't had a big role to play apart from on defence in the first half. Getting involved early in the second. What can they do to try and close this gap? Dutoit looks keen to take the defence on,
let it come, Black.
but tending to run into contact. Giuseppe Dutoit. Mac has tried everything.
Red far side is on.
Well, Parfrey thumps it away downfield, but Charlie Ngatai, who always looks good at fullback, ability to read play at the back, and that's exactly why they've got him there. This is going to go a bit deep. So they'll have a dropout from the 22. But Ngatai at fullback, Richard, just his ability to see things, his kicking game, serves them well.
Well, he's got a good rugby head on him, Tony, so yeah, he has basically in that general position at the 15 jersey, has so much time to read things and assesses things and always makes good decisions. Ihia
West finds Charlie Ngatai straight away to Thompson, who has looked very, very good, although just as you say that, goes to offload the ball, can't do so cleanly, and so they'll have a knock on and a scrum.
Lost forward, red scrum.
Beat the tackle of Cole Bailey with ease, and Bailey sort of put a hand to his nose mouth there as if being caught awkwardly, and that was the reason he missed the tackle.
Here we go. Yeah, guys.
Oh, Jared Hoyata just getting a drink of water.
Yeah, he was slow when they were on the far side of the field. He was slow to get up. And so he's obviously taken a knock, but back into the engine room he is now.
Such a big program coming up, this right at the outset of the November international program. Australia playing Japan, All Blacks against the Barbarians. Big scrum from the Maori All Blacks, but Canada have it.
Off Black.
Desperate to get something going. Sweeping on it is Matt Heaton. Lesage got the ball and Ihia West at the same time, but he's managed to deliver it. Matt probes and does nicely. Dabrowski now thinks something could open up for them here. Oh, a big shot coming in there from Tim Bateman, and I think he wants to look at this one too.
Yeah, that call might have come from the assistant referee too.
Mark, will you start checking that?
I think the difference here
is off.
It's one of those ones that started in the right place, bounced off the ball, that's jolted the ball free, then it's gone high.
Right in throat.
Okay.
With a forearm.
Mark, will you check this last tackle for me?
Yes, I think wisely he is going to check this one. I think, going on the word of the AR, it seems pretty adamant that it's been a
same phase, Derek.
Fairly brutal hit. Let's have a look.
Thanks.
Things were looking promising here. Well, I don't think there's a thing wrong with that, is there? Just got him across the chest.
Yeah, and I think you're actually fine here that he strikes him on the chest. There's nothing wrong with that, but he's actually, his head's connected with the shoulder.
That angle doesn't look quite so good.
Mark, what I have is 13 Black with initial contact to the head. Do you have anything?
The first angle not so incriminating. The second not quite so good.
It concerns me because I don't believe the first contact is with the head as he's called it.
Captain.
Certainly.
13, the tackle started high and finished high. You need to keep it down. Captain, listen, this is our second one. We have to be more careful in the tackle area.
So Bateman goes to the bin.
You need to check the boys. Can you help me out here? Thank you.
Well, I guess, you know, under the rules that we operate in here now, but I think that's just, I don't know, Tony, I guess under the rules of that we currently operate in, he's probably right. Does it deserve 10 minutes? Not so sure, but that's the ruling, so they'll have to deal with it, in which they will, the Maori, and they'll get on with it.
Well, Barkwell, there's the throw. They weren't interested in a shot at goal. Trailing by 18 points, and that's not going to help. That's great work from Franklin. Reading the throw beautifully, powering himself into the air. Another high kick coming down for Staller. Coe trying to weave his way through, and he's met with force as well. Mack chipping it over the top, beautifully read though by Ehire West, and gets it in behind the defence as well. Coe has to go all the way back inside the 22 and decides he'll try and open something up here. He'll need some support. Matt quickly in. There it goes. This is the left winger Dan Moore from Toronto. Very few attacking opportunities in the game for Canada, and Mack, I think his referee was just looking the other way as he knocked it on. Got away with one there. Phil Mack, Charlie Ngatai, well, he took that back into the 22. Such prodigious length on his punting. Kicks it all the way down to the other 22, and Andrew Coe, little kicking duel going on here. He's looking for some space, finds it too, but there's Ngatai. And beautiful balance there from Charlie Ngatai. Well, he took it inside the 22, but then wasn't sure maybe that he hadn't carried back, so he didn't kick it directly to touch. Parfrey setting it on halfway. Haven't really been able to break this defence. I think maybe once in the first half. I think another big difference between the two sides. Māori All Blacks coming up off the line in defence and tackling with force. There's another good shot from Himmelpaul. That's Dubrovsky. Barkwell through the hands. Lesage. Barkwell clears it. Dubrovsky again. Trying to drive it up two at a time here, Canada. Well, they're working away, keeping ball in hand, and they are edging downfield. Ardron now just short of the 10. No knock on, says the referee. Lesage, well, in the end, they just ran out of options. Chips it away. Thompson flings the ball wide west, and he'll drive them back. Finds a lot of space. Well, endeavour from Canada, but absolutely no penetration.
No, but I think a lack of patience on Lesage's part, though, Tony. No need to kick possession. Yeah, they weren't making big yards, but they were making yards. They had possession of the ball, and that's the key to being successful in a game of rugby. So, not the best decision for me from Ben Lesage, the centre for Canada, but they will have to start again from deep within their own half.
One by Kyle Bailey. A line out with some real force coming into these tackles. Dubrovsky, I think they realise he's one of the guys who carries the ball for Canada, and they've been lining up to tackle him. There's the other lock, Larson.
Brought in. Stay here, Red. You're good.
Another kick downfield. Stevenson loping back for this. Made one very good run in the first half. What's he going to do here? Sends it deep. This time Mack retreating inside the 22. Well, change of mind here from Coe. Opted to run. And they were there to help him out too. Mack having a little snipe. Cleared away by Parfrey. Dutoit moves it on. Ardron ranging wide. Now a bit of space, but cut down. And a very good tackle by Thompson was Dan Moore, the left wing.
Touch twice.
Yeah, that's a great defensive read from Rob Thompson, Tony, because the Canadians had fashioned themselves an overlap. So Thompson had to defend two players in a 2-on-1 situation. They moved the ball here, and he just well, he backed himself, basically backed his pace to Thompson, so he stayed on the inside attacker. Once the ball was shifted,
guys,
he put the accelerator down and managed to make the defensive play. Great work, Rob Thompson.
Outside 15.
Hoyata wins the line out. Just, they always seem to be a split second behind.
Use it! Use it!
At line out time, the Canadians. Now the high kick from Brad Weber. Eventually taken down by Larson for Canada.
It's there, guys.
Playing quite deep behind the advantage line. Coe is the one guy who looks like he could create something, but then his offload is untidy. That's a knock on. Well, referee's going to let it go. Slightly benevolent piece of work from the man with the whistle, but
good enough.
Good enough, his words. Dabrowski. And now penalty.
Release when you're down there. You're holding on too long. Release quicker.
I'd like to think that's not a mindset that he's entered into, referee Weaver, Tony, because it certainly does nothing in terms of helping a side. I mean, that one was an obvious one. The one before was worth questioning as well.
Go ahead.
But Canada, they've got themselves a very good attacking situation and a real chance to add to the 9 seconds, Tony, that they've spent inside the Maori 22 through the entirety of this match.
Number 5, sub.
I think there's some changes in the wind. Well, in fact, you can see Ross Wright couldn't get out there fast enough. The big man from up north on debut for the Maori All Blacks. Great moment for him.
Time on.
There he is.
Drops, dash drop.
Coming off. Great season with the Taniwha. Let Canada have it at the moment. Stabbed through from Mack. Nicely read, taken on the fingertips by Stevenson. And he manages to get the ball to ground, deliver it back. Shallow in goal. And West was backed up against the dead ball line. Gets it into touch. Well, a chance for Canada to get it in quickly.
4.
But just a bit of hesitation there from Coe.
So fresh legs all round for the Maori. Tyrell Lomax. Jersey 18 or also on debut. Jordan Manihira on debut gets his opportunity. Proud moment for the Manihira family.
Okay. So listen, you're either up and
like Canada too.
Yeah, Evan Olmsted on in jersey 20.
You don't, but you had one extra in the line out. We need to get that right.
So yeah, most of the Maori All Blacks reserve bench on debut. In fact, Titoroa Tahuriorangi, the only one who hasn't played for them before. That one's gone over the back, and Barkwell's have a few problems at line out time. Here's Stevenson, another one on debut. Well, thought about throwing the pass. Now he's had the ball ripped off him. Ngatai was in space outside. Here's the new man, Olmsted. Mack running across field, and that makes them an easy target. Ioane with the tackle. So they've lost ground, and you could see the Māori defence ready to get up off the line. Good carry from Dabrowski.
Away, Black.
But all it manages to do is get them back to the gain line. Here's Olmsted. Good pick up there from Tierney. Really had to stretch for that. Dutoit quickly on. Running out of room. Oh, beautifully done by Charlie Ngatai. Exquisite skill from the Māori All Black fullback, and he's in. He was operating in a minute space. Capitalising on the mistake. 4th try for the Maori All Blacks.
Oh, once again though, Tony, for me, Canada, ball in hand sort of stuff here, and they get it wide. And they're, look, just putting the ball to the toe, but you did right, the skill of Charlie Ngatai there. First of all, to trap the ball, then the presence of mind to pick it up, see space in front, and then the acceleration. But for me, attacking with ball in hand, just keep possession of the ball. It's a simple game, and they've paid a very heavy price here. Canada and the New Zealand fans are happy.
So West will have the conversion. I think he might be about to leave the field. I got a sight there of Jackson Garden Bishop might be about to come on.
Thanks.
West converts.
10.
He's been perfect off the tee. Charlie Ngatai, his try a thing of beauty, and it's 34-9. Unbelievable skills, and Parfrey coming across. Richard thought he had him covered. He didn't get a hand on him.
No, he didn't. Great to see this man, Charlie Ngatai, obviously operated at All Black level.
Clear outs past the
proud
down on red.
Of his Maori heritage. Charlie Ngatai very proud to represent the Maori All Blacks. And for a rugby fan, a New Zealand rugby fan, Tony, just great to see him back operating at the highest level again.
So Parfrey puts it high, but Himmelpool,
Ball.
one of 2 or 3 players in this pack, very good in the air. Now Sean Wainui getting a long kick downfield and
Play on.
awkward at the back for Coe, and Wainui's all over him like a rash, puts him into touch. And this is the dangerous time of the game for Canada. At 34-9.
Off red.
You know, they've stuck pretty diligently to the task. Perhaps lacking finesse and experience, but
Here we go,
now
Black.
real danger
Set it
that
up.
the score's going to just absolutely blow out on them. There's Garden Bishop.
Well, great night
In or out?
for Ihai West, perfect off the tee. West was,
In or out, please.
ran the game comfortably as well from the pivot position.
Hold.
Franklin. Dixon, well, they haven't really tried this during the game,
8, you're out.
but now's the time, and well, they almost prized an opening on the narrow side. Weber couldn't take the pass.
Phil, forward in a
So
touch.
just-
You have an option of a scrum or a line out.
Charlie Ngatai staying at fullback, so
Scrum.
yeah, it's
Forward in a
West who's
touch.
gone.
Scrum.
and Jackson Garden Bishop on debut.
Close the gap and jump into each other
Yeah,
at the
hold
back. There you go, boys.
Red scrum.
Opting for the scrum, they had the option of the line out. Oh, line out's been a bit wobbly for Canada, but their scrum's under pressure now, albeit that there are fresh faces in the front row for the Maori.
Crouch.
Jared Hoiata has left the field. We thought he was carrying an injury, so Franklin's gone into the second row with Himmelpool. And Jordan Moneyheader on the side of the
Early
scrum.
drive. Not an early set, early drive.
Well, Ash Dixon frustrated again.
Yeah, and I can understand the frustration, Tony, because they are easily the dominant scrum, so fair rights to him to question the referee's rationale behind pinging these guys
Time off.
when they're quite comfortable to go into the engage because they back themselves from there on in.
Trying to get on the same page as the referee, but the margins on that page seem to have got a little bit more and more narrow as the games wore on.
Brief look of Kainoa Lloyd. Tony, his second cap for Canada, jersey 23.
Playing out of Ontario these days, line out. Lomax and Wright getting involved early on. through the hands of Hemopol and scooped up by Dan Moore, the left winger. Wainui gets him. Garden Bishop helps out, but Canada now, first opportunity in a long time for them to get something together. Dutoit moves it on.
Which team?
Dubrovsky. And taken in the middle of the park is going to be a penalty.
Time off, guys. Time off.
And I think he's got another call from the sideline.
Yeah, through the hands of
Let's have a
Hemopol, and Ross Wright couldn't get it to hand either, and Dan Moore had his opportunity.
I think this might be going back to the line out here, Richard. I think there's perhaps a call that someone's been taken down in the air. We didn't get a great shot of the line out. There's a suggestion that maybe someone was taken out.
We're looking for red 5 in the line out.
Yeah, Josh Larson there, the man in the number 5 jersey. Just have a look here. Well, it's Brad Weber who's gone in, where no halfback has any right to be involved.
That's right, there's 2 involved there. And Evan Olmsted, the replacement player.
Mark, do you have a recommendation for me?
Oh,
is that the only angle you have there?
As a lock, you'd feel a bit cheated if he got done for taking a halfback out in the line out.
5 red, yellow card, dangerous, pulling the player down the line out.
Well, I'm loath to be critical of officials, Tony, but I'm not sure they got the right guy here.
For the restart of the penalty, please.
Yeah, he's put his hand on Weber, but he's had no influence in him going to the ground. That's all.
It's more Olmsted, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Phil.
Hands down.
Phil. 5.
So
5.
Josh Larson's going to cop a penalty for something that he really had nothing to do with.
It's dangerous play. Pull the player down by his collar in the line out. It's going to be 10 minutes.
Well, he's handing out more cards than a used
Guys,
car salesman now.
Foul play issues. 20 minutes left to play. Let's make sure we clean up
Kingsley
the positive.
Jones.
Yes. We're going to restart with the penalty down here to black.
Yeah, he'll have to pick over the remains of this one, I guess. He's in danger of seeing his team getting a bit of a hammering here, 34-9. Just have another look at it again. First of all, he's come into the line out, Weber. And I think, yeah, Olmsted's all over him.
We checked it just to make sure.
And this man, yeah, you've been shortchanged, pal.
Let him get back, guys. Time on. It's here. Time on.
So see the change in mindset now, Tony. 25 points in front. Opportunity for 3, but the mindset's different now. They're going to go for the big points on every occasion now. The Maori All Blacks.
Well, they pulled that great little move earlier on in the game. This time they go to the back of the line out. Hemopol's done some good work. Not a great pass. Thompson scoops it up, resets it. Heaton in there fighting for it. He's done well, the open side flanker. Gets a big round of applause from his teammates.
Back, please.
Yeah, great work. Matt Heaton at the breakdown, avoided the clean out that Heaton. And then got 10. Strong over the ball, got his hands on it. And turnover came.
And got another 10 metres, I think. I think someone might have back-chatted there. Look, they'll be frustrated with the referee, but they've still got to try and keep their discipline. Māori All Blacks. Mr. Weaver, it'll be great experience for him. I'm sure the next time he referees a game, the water won't feel quite so deep. After having this experience behind him.
Thanks.
And Barkwell, the man from Niagara Falls, will throw to the line out. Justice. And it goes. And they bring the new man into the action.
Let it come, Black. Let it come. Let it come. It's there. It's there. Use it.
Just
it's not his
really
hand.
struggled to get any momentum going. Managed to get a few phases going, but inevitably someone drops the ball. Going back, Heaton. He's done pretty well. He's done some good work in the second half of this game under all sorts of pressure. Coe slips a nice ball away to Ardron. Beautiful pass to Dan Moore. And again, just as something's starting to build, Brock Staller drops it. Been taken quickly by the Maori All Blacks. Here's Stevenson trying to bob and weave his way through. Ball picked up on the bounce by Wainui. The man on the sideline has decided that Stevenson lost it forward. So Canada get a scrum.
Well, great work here into the contact, and Ardron, that little ball over the top was what created the opportunity. More initially, pass to his fellow wing, Staller, not the best.
Black, here we go.
The other thing too, he's red. I mean, he keeps telling the Maori All Blacks
exactly what
to hurry up at scrum time. Now look at that shot there.
Yeah, previous line out as well. Maori were lined up. Canada weren't even in the shot, Tony.
Here we go. Red ball. Yeah, forward off Black.
It's... Oh, well. We'll talk about other things.
Yeah, that's right. Good attacking opportunity for Canada. And we're 61 minutes into this game, Tony. They have not actually had possession of the ball inside the Maori 22.
Scrum's starting to make those beeping noises too as it goes into reverse, and Maori All Blacks turn it over. Akira Ioane brings it away, and now they get a penalty. While the scrum really is starting to dominate. You've got some replacements on. Ross Wright's come on, Tyrell Lomax onto the front row, but the scrum just carries on. Starting to absolutely destroy.
Yep, just building on the great work of Chris Eves and Marcel Renata, Tony, and the reserves have come on and had the desired impact, no doubt about that. So they've made the call early here, the Maori, from this line out. Here they go. The ball went in and just the heat came on, walked straight over the top of that.
Franklin wins the line out. Thompson. Wide it goes. Ngatai and Akira Ioane wide. Stevenson! Sean Stevenson, first try as a Maori All Black. Through the hands, extra numbers, and his speed did the rest.
Yeah, what a good one it is too, Sean Stevenson. Ash Dixon called this before from the penalty. This is the move. Players in motion, dummy runners, couple of wide passes, and then the speed of Akira Ioane, such a weapon out wide for a big man, and he drew two defenders, created the opportunity for Sean Stevens. That is textbook stuff from the Maori All Blacks.
A great moment for this talented young man. Oh, not quite yet.
The last pass, Mark.
He wants to have a look at the last pass, okay?
We're checking it. Here we go.
Well, to be fair,
I'm okay with that?
It's not. I don't think it's that one. There's nothing wrong with that pass.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
the
okay
one
with that.
from Charlie Ngatai.
They're happy with it?
Thanks. Thanks.
So Jackson, Garden, Bishop. Can he carry on the great work of Ihaya West off the kicking tee? This one nice and handy to the posts.
No?
But
No good.
unsuccessful.
Good chase from Kainoa Lloyd. Trying to put a little bit of pressure on Garden Bishop, but sort of kick from that position for a kicker of his talent. 99.9% of the time. Stevenson His first points for the Maori All Blacks. And Canada with the restart.
Now Franklin has it. Right.
Brought in.
And back they go. Again, another long probing kick from Charlie Ngatai. Matt tries a change of tactic. He kicks it deep. And Ngatai, you're right, you want to play that game? I'm more than happy. His path rate. He certainly looked dangerous.
Stay.
Path rate taking it to the line. Oh, ripped away though by Hemmelpaul for the Maori All Blacks, but unable to carry it on.
Just lost word there.
No, they look back on this one.
Say hello.
Tony
Lost
and
forward, scrum bread.
they won't be happy with the accuracy of pass. Too many times. Ball's gone to ground.
Here you go, boys. Red
So
scrum.
little things that they'll look to tweak before their next match this following Saturday against the French Barbarians, but a solid hit out
Wait for the
to
ball.
this point for the Maori All Blacks.
Crouch.
And this is an area, particular area of strength, that one aspect of the game they'll be very happy with is scrum time.
Sit. It's on me. Here we go.
Ross Wright,
We get better. Yeah.
jersey 17 on this
Same
loose
thing, red
head
ball.
side
Too big.
for the Maori All Blacks. His reward for a wonderful season for his provincial side, Northland, in the New Zealand Mitre 10 Cup competition. He's been around the provincial scene for a while, has worked hard, and then finally got his reward at a national level. Great to see.
Well, free kick
Set up right.
goes to the Maori All Blacks, who just really having their own way at scrum time. In fact, just to rub Canada's nose in it, they call up another one.
Which one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyrell Lomax,
Time off.
who's had a whirlwind, hasn't he? Just in the last few weeks, but allowed
Time
to
on.
be called up for the Tasman Markles. A couple of changes being made here. Webber's off, Dixon's off. Lomax, of course, will play with the Highlanders next year, getting through to a premiership
Captain.
final.
Captain.
And now onto the Maori All Blacks. Webber, he's been very good today.
Boy.
Te Toiroa Tahuriurangi is on in 21. Liam Polwood in 16 on debut. And another penalty, and I think Ross Wright is the man getting the slaps on the back for that one.
Be interested to see what the decision here is. Ash Dixon's off the field, so Garden Bishop puts it into the touch. I was thinking maybe psychologically you twist the knife again and put down another scrum, Tony.
Careful.
No,
Yeah.
inside the 22, and they'll have a set piece worked up
Here we go,
already
boys.
here, the
I'm
Maori.
here.
Justice
Help me out.
Sears Duru is on the field in 17 for
Red.
Canada. You see him there at the front of the line out. His opposite number, Ross Wright, is there.
Hold.
They have it. Again, Stevenson really starting to cut some capers.
Lost 7, lost.
Sam Henwood won the line out. Also making his debut. Tahuriurangi
7 release.
jinking around the fringe. Carried on by Manihira. So got most of the bench out there. In fact, they've got all of the bench out
19
there.
release.
But no change in the momentum of this game. Manihira is close to the line. Tahuriurangi,
It's there. Back red. Back.
he couldn't get it over there. But Bateman swings it wide, and Jackson Garden Bishop darts through for the try. And the score continues to mount.
Yeah, again, well structured, good discipline from the Maori. Keeping it tight through the initial phases. The Maori, the pick and go, one pass rugby, all simple stuff, well executed. And then finally, Bateman plays halfback, sees the opportunity to move the ball to the right. Players 3-on-2 situation on that occasion. And, well, Garden Bishop just read it perfectly, waited through the dummy, the defence drifted off, and that was a hole big enough for him to ghost through.
Well, the score now is really getting away on Canada. The last time they met, 2013, Maori All Blacks won 40-15. Well, they've gone beyond that now, 44-9. Garden Bishop been rewarded for an excellent season with Wellington. The Super Rugby contract for next year in his home country and a place on this tour with the Maori All Blacks. He nails the conversion, converts his own try. It's 46-9.
Make sure behind him.
Clayton McMillan coming off a very good program with Bay of Plenty. He's done tremendous work, and he too recognised his new role. Parfrey tries a bit of a change in tactic from the restart. Nicely well read though by Sam Henwood. And we're going to look to open things up now. Crash ball there from Tim Bateman, keeping it alive as Lomax bustling ahead. Moneyhera over halfway. Hemmerpaul had to spin away from the tackle of the oncoming Justice Sears Duro and lost the ball. So Canada get some turnover possession. Coe. Moore this time not able to get away. He's looked dangerous on the odd opportunity that he's been given. Olmsted. Back they go the other way. Ferguson, the replacement halfback, moving it wide. Ardron. Ferguson again. Really having difficulty with the offensive defence of the Maori All Blacks. Their speed off the line. They keep coming back for more. Ferguson. Ardron's shown some fantastic skills in this match in a losing effort. They get very close to the touchline. Olmsted, he's put on the deck on halfway. They just haven't been able to get the ball out of their own half, Canada.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
And eventually conceding a penalty at the breakdown.
Holding on.
Ash Dixon watching on now. Second year as captain of the Maori All Blacks.
Captain good.
There's Phil Mack. He'll be very disappointed with the outcome of this, but I think they had to be realistic. Very little preparation, and of course this problem that they have, because it's not part of the official November window, they've got no show of getting their players back from the likes of Europe, Wales, England.
Yeah, I had a little look through, Tony. I counted at least 13 players that probably were in consideration if everyone was available.
It would be nice to see them put out a full-strength team. They'll have that for their trip to Georgia next week, but not for this game. They keep trying to make something happen. It's Kainoa Lloyd gets a lovely ball back on the inside. Coe, here's a chance now for Canada. Coe making good inroads down towards the goal line at the other end of the field. Oh, but Dutoy came onto that a great rate of knots, and the ball rather slamming into his chest and away, and a very promising opportunity goes begging.
Yeah, two of their best involved in that play too, Tony. Initially it was Matt Heaton that secured possession for Canada, the open side flanker, doing a great job, and then this bloke here, Andrew Coe, has been very, very good tonight. 21 years of age, and just his fifth cap for Canada, and there you said spot on the pass, and maybe Dutoy
Guys, anything here?
Having a little look up, getting ahead of himself, getting ahead of the task at hand, but an opportunity, great opportunity gone for Canada.
Yeah, the pass wasn't bad, was it? It was just, he was just coming forward at such speed, he just couldn't control it. Sam Henwood.
All good.
He had another one coming off a very good Mitre 10 Cup campaign. Liam Polwart there on debut. So, 8 players
All good,
having
sir.
their first game in this celebrated jersey, and doing a pretty good job too. That stat there, territory,
All right, boys,
really tells
off.
much of the story of this game.
Well, it does, Tony, when you consider that
Time on.
Canada have worked their way into the majority of possession now in this game, so they've had more ball than the Maori, but they just haven't had it in the right areas of the field, and they've spent most of their time in possession of the ball trying to work their way into Maori territory, and then when they get there, we've seen situations like we just saw there, where they can't hold possession of the ball, turn it over,
Bind.
and all of a sudden find themselves
Sit.
having to defend again.
Brought in.
From the scrum they have it, Stevenson, who has looked as elusive as ever since coming onto the field, has a try. Plenty of opportunities for players to run with ball. Lovely pass away from right to Charlie Ngātai. He's already got one here. Ngātai trying to get him into touch, and eventually they do, but what about the pass from Ross Wright, looking like an inside back?
Oh, just reflective of the confidence that Ross Wright has taken on to this tour. As I said before, after a standout season for his Northland province.
Can't take it cleanly at the
Thank you.
line out Ardron. Here's
Ready?
the
Knock
other
on.
replacement
Block
prop,
advantage.
Tyrell Lomax. Henwood.
Advantage is over.
Good to see him too this year after quite a few injury problems. Coming back and just starting to show some of the potential. Now, Thompson looking to get on the outside. Wainui there. Have to work hard to keep this in play, but he's done so. But Garden Bashop moving it on. Hemapol, who has been very good in this match. Tahuri Orangi wanting to get rid of the ball, wanting to get rid of all those Canadian players coming through as well. And in the end, it's actually Canada who get the penalty.
And they're blown up, and quite rightly so, because he's a halfback.
If the halfback's going to compete in the ruck, he's going to get taken.
Oh, he got taken before he had a chance to compete, so
The ruck had been blown off. He was in it. Offside block.
interpretation, I guess, but that was what they were blown up about, and quite rightly so. The Canadian player for me, Tony, has come through the breakdown, so he's forced the halfback into that situation when all the Tahuri Orangi is trying to do is clear the ball. But anyway, it is Canada ball, not a great clearance kick, but they will have the opportunity for possession from the line out.
Eric Howard.
Boys, after we
With the
set you,
line
don't
out
move.
throw.
Don't move. Step. Step.
This has been another area of concern for Canada today,
Brought in.
and very reliant on Ardron to win line-out ball for them. Too many have sailed over the back. Lucas Rumble in jersey 19. Ardron with the pass away to Moore. And he looks a good in the left winger. And Tom Franklin, real force in these tackles, and they've done that time and time again. Force
Lost forward.
a loose carry or the ball to spill away
black.
just with the sheer force of their tackling.
Scrum black.
Canada made a lot of handling errors in this game. Just ball
go ahead.
security, not what they would want.
Yes. Time off. 12.
So you see
12.
Tyler Ardron and back a shot there. I remember talking to Kieran Crowley about him, Richard. Such a skillful player.
All right,
One of
boys,
the
let's set it
problems
up.
Kieran
Here we
Crowley
go.
had was because Ardron was such a skillful player, his club insisted
Time
on
on.
him playing first five, fly half. And as Kieran said, that wasn't really what he needed.
It wasn't
with a bloke.
conducive to him then turning into an international number 8.
Yeah, or a flanker.
I can understand that. He is a good player. He's had, as I said, he's had a good season
Fine.
in the New Zealand National Provincial Championships, and he will be an even better player after a year with the Chiefs. There's no doubt about that.
Tahuri Orangi under a little bit of pressure.
Stay.
Calm, just taking it in and setting it. Henwood. Question Canada's effort. It's just the finesse that's the problem, and that's something that the Maori All Blacks have in abundance. And Sean Wainui scores.
Let's go.
Well, great late variation in their attack from the Maori, and it was something that Canada were not expecting. They haven't turned the inside ball in from set piece at all for this evening, but this time from phase play. Look at that, nice ball on the inside. Gap opened up, Wainui, big, strong,
Thanks, bud.
Fast. Oh, beautifully done by Bateman. Almost a no-look pass, but he knew exactly where Wainui was. So 50 up for the Maori All Blacks. And once again, Lloyd charging out, and he's done it again.
Behind the kick.
Getting out of the blocks like another famous Canadian used to do a couple of decades ago.
Look at that, well, finally Andrew Ferguson got a hand on Sean Wainui, but not too much in the way of defence leading up to that.
The time almost up, 51 to 9.
No.
Ardron, well, he's kept his effort up right to the end. So the referee blows his whistle for full time.
It's not a penalty.
It's the end of the game. Just a little bit of confusion there over how the game was ending. But there it is. 7 tries to 0. And a very good start to their tour for the Maori All Blacks against a Canadian team that really battled right from the off, missing a number of their experienced players, but put to the sword by 51 points to 9.
Good game. Good game. Good game, boys.